Welcome to Beijing Reds TV. It is
Yes,
me,
yes,
Beijing
yes,
Barnes, Rasta Crowd,
yes,
Beijing
yes, yes.
Fox. Our first stream, we're going to chop up the Liverpool Crystal Palace game for tomorrow at Crystal Palace. Fellas, how you feeling about this game?
Well, well, I ain't too sure about this game here, man. Crystal Palace used to be we whipping boys. We used to always wash them off in legs, but I don't know, man. Our Madrid loss is hard. I hitting that man hard right now, so I was hoping that we get a win, but we can see, man. It's at Crystal Palace, so it's gonna be a tough, tough one.
That's not as true as we would believe. Since Istanbul, everybody was making this big hype about going to Palace, but Liverpool got a good record at Crystal Palace, so it's just a matter of whether or not the Madrid lick still hot and we still suffering as well. To be honest,
I
the
still
record
feeling
ain't
it.
the record ain't the worst, but the whole Istanbul nonsense is just one of the things that looms large. I don't think Palace has beaten. I've got to check the record to be honest, but I don't think they've beaten us at Palace since that game. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
But that was what I
I
was saying, Potts. I was saying we usually with Palace, Palace we beat them 7-0, 3-0, 4-0, right? But this one here, man, I don't know, man. You gotta see how the boys' mentality is, right? As they think Clock Law big up these men again. Cause I getting really hurt, man.
Well, you
Well,
know
it's
I
time
can
for the
go on my
mentality
agenda.
monsters to come back. Mentality monsters got to come back, innit?
Facts.
100%. Real talk.
Well, you know I can go on my agenda. The great thing, and I don't like to see a man get injured, but at least Joey G ain't playing this game that we can see some mistakes.
The man got real issues with Joey G, boy. Oh.
That's
Listen,
horrible,
man.
Lee, man.
Honestly,
That's
honestly,
horrible. That's horrible, BHM bars.
real talk though, Jim Barnes. Listen, I tell him, man, right, that Joey G is the fastest centre back.
I can't
That's why
see
Clark is play he in certain games.
a weakest
You
mental.
understand? Huh?
He's the weakest mental wise. He aimed for a mistake or two every game.
He
Game
does.
in,
He
game out.
does. He does.
I can't trust him. That's why I on him. That's why you're always on this case because I cannot trust him. And when he does make a mistake, man, it is a costly one. It will cost me a goal every time.
My thing
Last
is
five
too.
games, 4 wins, 1 draw.
Mhm. Yeah. But my thing is, why we throw back Virgil in there so hard? Like we're wrong with Matip. Matip could have play a game. Virgil ain't look that great either. I mean, I know he came back from injury and everything, but yeah, he ain't look that great either. You know what I mean? And a lot of people saying that maybe it's time for Virgil to go too. Virgil and Mo.
It's desperation, innit? You see Virgil back in the camp. The aura is back as my man Monts big up Monts from the Big Six. But Big Six bats, Monts likes to say the aura is back, the perfume was back. So he had 2 back-to-back clean sheets with Virgil at centre back. So I don't like to see him playing every minute because we've done that with him before. We took a year out basically to get him back on the pitch. And then he played almost every single minute of last season. Never made
Yeah,
sense to me.
yeah, yeah. It's a bit wild. It's a bit wild. How they rely so heavily on Virgil um, coming back right after injury and playing 90 minutes every single game is a bit mind blowing. But what does that say, Pops? Does that say that Klopp don't trust some of the other players on the centre back position?
For me, I'll be honest, I think it's just a matter of leadership. If you look at our back, our 5 centre back options, Virgil is clearly the captain if you want the centre backs. And
Yeah,
it's always a case of who plays best with Virgil. And when you see either Matip or Gomez together or Kanate with one or two of them, there's always the question who's the leader of the back without Virgil. And that's the one thing that we need to be very mindful of when we talk about phasing out Virgil or adding to the back at centre back, because ultimately you need a leader at the back as well. It doesn't have to be the captain of the team or whatever, but when you play your back five is almost like a team on its own. So you got Ali, the wing backs, and the two centre backs. So you want one strong voice that is carrying the line. So obviously, if we play with a high line, a man's leading the line, telling you where to go up and down, and then Ali is pretty much pushing you as well because he's the sweeper keeper now, saying, "Well, yeah, take a step further up or whatever." And he's liaising with the I would say with Virgil more so than the rest, but without Virgil, we lack that leadership, and you see it oftentimes. But you know that
Right.
Ollie man capable of playing well, but he's the aura man, he's the leader. When he comes out, is almost like, yeah, we back now, we got Virgil, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, in saying that, who do you feel Klopp starting as the centre back pairing in this game against Palace?
That easy, but there's only two. You gotta start Van Dijk and Matip, but there's no other choice. I mean, personally, I would play Phillips a little bit, but that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, you know what I
Why
mean?
not?
Because Klopp ain't gonna feed in that man. That man's been sitting around forever. Klopp only using he as an emergency center back, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? He would have been gone in January if the injuries that we didn't have to the defense. He would have been gone 100%. So for me, Klopp just using me as just in case, which is sad because I rate Phillips inside. So
Yeah, so
it
that
is
was
what
my
it
Without due
next
is.
respect in
question.
that, with all due respect in that, the only way he's gonna play is if we playing a lower block or low to mid block. And some people will argue that's what we should be doing anyway because we impress in the way we used to. So maybe we should sit off, absorb some of the pressure, and then hit on the counter attack. That's the only way that you could see not playing. But Eze, Olise, Zaha, not Phillips, not a good combination for me. And that's not this and that. It's just that everybody ain't blessed with pace, and he definitely
That's
isn't.
true. That's 100% true. 100%. 100%.
So
The
I
problem is though. The problem is though. For me, like he probably got the same pace as Matip for me. He can't be slower than Matip, man. Come on.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
I think he is. No,
You
honestly, I think
feel
he
so?
is. Not, I'm not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think Matip reads the game better. All right, Matip is more confident on the ball too. So Matip
Yes,
adds
yes.
to when you're bringing it from the back, he adds an extra attacker to extra impetus to our attack, and you can see it when he's playing. He breaks the line sometimes where the low block is on. You saying, well, everybody seems to be marked, but Matic is striding up as far as the 18-yard box with
True,
the ball
true.
without being really pressed. So he gives us
yeah,
a different dimension.
but from a defensive standpoint, balls coming into the box, is there anybody better at centre back right now in Liverpool than Nat Phillips clearing their balls out the box?
Set pieces, I would say no, to be honest, because he plays head where it hurts. He's one of all time defenders. So, but that works for a game against maybe Everton or if Burnley were still around
That's what I
or
was
that
just
sort of
about to say.
team.
Burnley. That's a
Yeah,
Burnley man right there.
yeah,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Or a
yeah.
Stoke, one of them
But
old school teams.
exactly. But if
You
you
know
look
what I
at
mean?
Palace isn't down the flanks and over into box. Palace is a cut you up and pace. So
Yeah,
and they know right now we vulnerable in those areas. So
Well, Klopp
we
won't
gotta
change the
be
system though. Klopp got to change the system, man. You know that we ain't got the legs for that system. You know what I mean? Like, why we buy Carvalho for? What's the point? You know he all go out on loan probably. Why we buy Gakpo? Because when these men come back with Gakpo, they'll stay on the bench probably. You understand what I'm saying? It's just
not
like
to be
man be
honest. I
saying like
think
we buy the money we spend for Gakpo, we could have bought a midfielder. That's why you're hearing. That's why
but
you're
we
hearing.
couldn't know. All
You
right,
understand?
here's the thing. The rumor is, or I don't know. We only spent 8 million on Gakpo because it's a
Mm,
sort of like the down payment and structured payments. Who do we get
mm.
for 8 million? The question I
So we
really
could do a
have is how
structure.
much
We
did
could
we
do a
pay for
structure payment with
Nunes?
somebody else.
Yeah, but who's gonna allow us? That was my question. Because everybody knows that we needed a midfielder. So why
Mm.
should they give us the midfielder for 8 million? The Gakpo deal sounded like it was just one of them too good to pass up sort of situations. And with Diaz being down and Bobby too, is what we were short. If we didn't have Gakpo, look at it. He came straight in and played
Yeah,
immediately. If we didn't have him, who would have been playing? We
Uh,
would be
Carvalho.
shoehorning Harvey Elliott, or I know what
Ox,
Carvalho hasn't even been on the bench. Maybe Oxen
yeah.
in that left
Well, who
side and
for is that day? Who for is
trying
that
all
day?
sort of things.
But who
I
for is
mean,
that day?
ultimately we
What
go
won't give
back
the
to the
man a
summer
chance?
when Klopp said he got 10 midfielders and we are fine. So
I don't like the way that the Carvalho getting handled. You know what I mean? And I think he should get a lot more playing time, more than Harvey for me. That's my opinion. Yes, I. But yeah, we don't play the system to suit Carvalho, so that for me that's a waste of talent right there. You understand?
we played a 4-3-3, switched to a 4-2-2-2, switched to a 4-4-2, and also
Mm,
played a 4-2-3-1 all in one game.
mm,
Nothing worked.
mm.
Nothing.
You got your legs, man. He get caught out too easy. Man is bust you in midfield too easy. Thank God for Besatich now. You know what I mean? At least he trying a little thing. He young, but yeah, you can't put all this on a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid. You know what I mean?
Uh, he was
Is Thiago
he
back for
was
this game?
nah.
Thiago ain't back for this game. Okay, I thought they said Thiago be ready for Real Madrid, but I guess not. Maybe his
Second
second
leg,
leg.
possibly.
Mm, okay,
I
okay.
think Ibu probably on the same sort of time frame as well. He
Yeah.
might be ready for the second leg, which is 3 weeks away. So I don't know.
And in all honesty, though, this game here should be the catalyst for a push for this top four because I don't see nowhere else that we getting into Champions League next year other than top four. I do not want to play on a Thursday night, so we gotta start waxing Palace from tomorrow. That's it. We gotta put licks down, put a marker down. You
Do you
understand?
honestly see us getting top four? Correct.
It's a hard question, boy. Hard.
Because
I
I
know that.
don't.
See all this green here I got here. That's one. That's the same question people asking me, man. I don't know.
At least
I don't.
at least you still got here that all of my follow.
Now, honestly, top four is realistic because if you look at the table and the points we have, and we have a game or two in hand, and yeah, Tottenham gonna slip up. We know Tottenham gonna slip up. Tottenham is that kind of team that Chelsea now ain't scoring no goals, and Chelsea can probably score three of them on Sunday. But who knows, right? But so yeah, I feel that it's possible, but we gotta make that run now. We can't lie. You understand? Because we got Palace, and I think Wolves.
Palace and Wolves,
That
correct.
should be 6 points right there, easy breezy. Yes, right.
and
Well,
and then United.
And then
and then
United
United
at
at
Anfield.
Anfield.
So yeah.
And then after United is
I ain't looking that far
Arsenal.
ahead. I ain't looking. Trust me, I ain't looking that far ahead. I looking at Palace tomorrow, and then Wolves. Cause
We
Wolves
gotta
beat
pick
me
every
already.
game.
Because Wolves is
We got
midweek. Wolves is midweek, and
Yeah.
then United on the weekend. Yeah.
that's right.
So this is
So
a week. This is a week where you make up points if you can do it. If you can do it, this is it. You got 3 matches, 9 points if you want. If you want to look at it
At
that
the end
way,
of
and
this,
then
at the end of this 2 games, we should be at least in sixth, somewhere around there. You
if
you
we
could
understand?
be
take our
Yeah,
points,
yeah, yeah. Cause Brighton ain't playing,
because
so
Fulham
then
drop
we gonna
points.
Fulham drop points. Yeah, I worry about Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham gonna drop off, but
No, but they're ahead of us, so they drop points tonight. Newcastle don't play again in the league until we play twice. And arguably, if we win 2 games, we're above Newcastle. I think on goal difference, possibly. I think
then
that's
we
what it
could
is.
above
yeah,
Newcastle. Correct.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just worried about this game tomorrow because I ain't super confident. You know me. I, as a man, is keep it 100. I was never 100% confident. You understand? Unless we playing Barbados or Senegal, and the only way I can be confident. But honestly, they got players that can hurt me a lot. You understand? They midfield. They got two youngsters there. I think Ezra, whatever his name is, and another fella that you know what I mean. That could cause a lot of problems in the midfield. And they're a talented side, and they're young and they're hungry. You understand? And it's
Yeah.
at the house too, so you know they can be pumped up for it. So you know,
And in
the
fact, we
midfield
just got
boy,
pumped by two.
I will have honestly, my midfield will have be Fabinho, Basetic, and Nabi. Man, I will have get Nabi a run in this game.
All right. So
I will
so
have
you
get
you
Nabi
you
a run.
started to talk about lineups here, crap. So
No, but
we
I'm
can
saying
get it.
that's the midfield I will feel a little more confident with. That's all I'm saying. And no can't start for me. You got to stay on bench.
Give me your starting 11 for this game against Palace.
The bot four, the bot five is it ain't gonna change because of the injury of Joey G. So you can get Robbo, Virgil, Matip, Trent. In midfield, I just tell you, it can be. I hope it's Bezic, Fabinho, and Nabi, and the front three stays the same. Can't change them, man. You understand? Them men on a roll. You understand? They're playing decent together. They're kind of getting a feel for each other. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would keep that. And then in the 60th minute, bring in Jota, and then maybe in the 70th minute, bring in Bobby. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, Nabi for
You didn't
me.
mention you didn't mention Ali. You didn't mention Ali, so I just thought that as a slip.
I
And you're
said back
dropping Ali
five,
because I
man.
hear
You
some
hear me
men
say
saying,
back five?
but you didn't
I
say
know.
Ali. So you
I
mentioned
know.
you mentioned four
Who
men.
else
You didn't
got to
mention
do?
Ali. So
Why
I
not
sorry.
Kelleher?
well,
Alison
I
Becker.
heard some men calling for Kells. I heard some men calling for Kells. So
That man could keep the ass quiet, man. Listen,
I,
Ali's a top keeper. Probably top three in the world right now. You understand? Look what Courtois do. And Courtois is supposed to be the best keeper in the world. You understand?
So we got Crab starting 11. Pops,
Mm-hmm.
what are you saying for starting 11?
honestly, there much difference. My only concern is Fabinho, to be honest. So I agree with Nabi. I agree with Steph, and it's a toss up then, to be honest, between Hendo and our Fab. And I might risk Hendo in his six because I think he actually just got more legs than Fabinho right now, and let Nabi be the higher of the two eights, and then Steph be the man with the legs in the middle. Front three stays the same, and hopefully all three of them get on the score sheets because I feel we can need three to win the game. To be honest, I was confident about keeping clean sheets against Everton and Newcastle. I don't know why, but I agreed with Leon on the clean sheets there. Obviously, against Madrid, you're saying to yourself, well, yeah, we can concede, but you didn't expect five. So after take five now, it's now a mentality thing. If we could turn it back on and just forget the week, then who knows? But and Crab, I don't agree with you this 60th minute and 70th minute. I hate pre-planned subs. Football should just play. If in 50 minutes or 55 minutes something looks like it needs to happen, make the change. We
I
actually
just put it
playing,
out there. Ain't necessarily mean that gonna happen like that. But I'm saying, you gotta get him in and run out. So
but that's how it feels like we're doing it though. If you're watching the games recently, it feels like Klopp and Pep got minutes written down and saying, all right, in this minute now we can bring on this person or that person instead of just looking at the game and saying, all right, this is what we need. Because
we need a
for me
change, right?
against Madrid, I would have gone with a 4-2-4. To be honest, you can't do no worse at that point. You down 3-2. What you're trying to do, bringing on Milner at some point and Matip for Gomez and
That didn't make no sense. I
Like,
agree.
like, like the man say, man. Listen, this is a rebuild, honestly. And if Klopp stay for this rebuild, he got to change his ways, and we got to sell at least five to six men, pretty much, or let go 5 to 6 men. And yeah, I know we can get the money from to buy players, boy, but we need
but
players.
that's not our concern. We are fans. That's not our
Yeah, but
concern.
we're fine. We
We
worried about the club. We worried
yeah
about the club.
yeah we are. But the owners and Klopp and them is who got to deal with that part. They're the ones who gamble for years and years by buying set was he set Vandenberg
Seth
and these sort of
Vandenberg.
odds and end players as opposed to really just picking a top player to drop in one at a time. And again, I mean, all of the fan channels are saying the same thing. You don't need to spend 100 million like how Chelsea spent 600 million. You don't need to do that. If you replenish while you're at the top, you're looking at one big signing and one sort in between every window. And then you get to say, well, yeah, this guy has reached the end of his line, whether that's Genie or Hendo or Milner. Swap out one, add a quality midfielder. Up front, the same thing. Mane wants to go to Bayern Munich. Thank you very much for your service. Swap out one, add a quality man. We had the opportunity, I think, where we should have snatched up somebody like a Saka and Martinelli from Arsenal when they
I
were
was
further
doing
down. I
that
mean, a lot
again.
of men would say, by being
Doing
honest,
that.
Klopp said like the players. And when you look at it, look at it now, right? If you were bringing in one of the two of them to replace Mane, you'll be smiling. You won't be saying, shh, shh, shh.
It wouldn't
And
happen
all of the
because it's
fans,
not. Listen, pops. It's not like Arsenal's a small club. It's not like we're going to take it from Southampton. It's Arsenal.
no,
You
no,
understand?
but it's
So
not about small or big. It was their contracts were at a point where they wouldn't have been in this position yet. Arsenal are now resigning them from a position of strength.
mm,
Remember, it was eighth, fifth. Remember
yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So you strike while the iron is hot. Right after the World Cup or the Euros or whatever, when not the Euros, sorry, when they were issues and people were again on the backs, you ease in and have a little conversation. Look at Rashford, for example, too.
Man, the
The
war
whole
Rashford
fan
got
base
last
was
last
were
year.
running him
Yep.
off. The
Yep.
running, yeah, he out of form and he ain't doing this. And look how he turned it around. You
But
strike while
maybe
the
not
iron is
him.
hot.
Maybe it's the coach. Maybe it's the coach.
No. I mean, he obviously deserves credit for that, but
Yeah, it's a,
this is the job of the play of the team around Klopp. So this isn't just Klopp or average. This is the why as a team you're supposed to have these people in place looking at these things and saying, look, let's have a word with this guy or have a word with that guy. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. And a
Yeah,
lot of the fans were saying, man, we should have gone and buy Saicedo before. We should have bought this boy before. But imagine if we had bought Saicedo when we were, I guess, in a position. Man, we say, man, we should have gone and buy this man. Who's this Caicedo man? We don't know him, but we don't know who Matoma is. We don't know. So all the players that people know saying, yeah, we should buy them. We should buy them. If we had bought them for 4 or 5 million, who says that they would have developed in the manner that they have been able to at
they
Brighton or
wouldn't
at
have gotten
Dortmund
no
or
play.
wherever?
They wouldn't have gotten no play.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have gotten no play.
Because we will still be picking the same 11 that were winning all
That's right.
along
We had that man like Genie and Hendo and Fab playing at the prime. So
all the time.
that man want to get in the play.
facts.
And that's the problem I got with Klopp, you know. I would like he to like let some of these unleash some of these youngsters from the academy and see what they got, man. Like I really want to see this kid Ben Doak. I really want to see this kid play, man.
Too
He look
soon, Crab. Too
excited.
soon.
He look exciting. What's
Yeah.
playing a
But you
play?
know, if you see him,
Playing a
you would see
play.
him in the Carling Cup, in the League Cup. But we out the League Cup.
I
That's
don't
where
even
you should
feel
see somebody like that.
I
We are
don't even
both in
feel so.
competitions, so we ain't doing nothing in there.
I don't feel
Yeah.
so. It's just Klopp's
Listen,
stubbornness. You understand?
but we are at a frustration point too. So the fact that we calling for Ben Doak and for Steph and for what's going on with Kate Gordon and what's going on with Ramsey at right back, all those are just signs of frustration because 2 seasons ago you would have said nobody can take Trent's place, nobody can push Salah, nobody. So we in as fans as well were doing the same thing. If you were
But
calling out the team
Pops,
sheet and you didn't have Mo and Trent and Van Dijk and Allison and Robbo and Genie and Mane and Bobby, you'd be saying, what? Clock mad? How you gonna rest this body? How you could drop that body? That's where we would have been, to be honest. So
but it's not about
we've
It's
helped
not about
create the
replacing
monster.
these men though. It's not about replacing the men, Pops. It's about rotation and giving somebody
I
else a
agree.
chance, keeping them
No, I
fresh.
agree.
You
I
understand?
agree with that part. But
Nobody
that's
could
nothing that
replace
we've
Mo
been able to do, though. We've never been able to do exactly what you said.
because Klopp
Sadio,
picks the same team all the
Bobby,
time,
and Mo were
all the
just the front
time,
three.
all the time. He's picked the same team all the time.
Well, you make a
We got
good point there.
Costas,
Yeah.
huh?
You make a good point there because
Yeah, we
you're
got
right.
Costas sitting there. Costas don't get to play hardly unless
Klopp
Robbo
do not
injured or
rotate.
Robbo
He
tired.
plays favorites every single time. There's
Yeah,
no
man.
rotation when they come, and that has cost us substantially,
Of
right?
course.
Costas is a real good left back, and he
He's got
don't
his
see
good moments. He's
pitch.
got his good moments.
He's also had his bad
Costas,
moments,
he,
to be
Correct.
he
honest.
has, but he
Correct.
doesn't play consistent. So you gotta expect your bad moments. And if Robbo is better than Costas on the defensive side, but on the offensive side, Robbo is one dimensional with one foot. Costas can cross the ball with 4 feet. That's a big
Yeah,
difference between
true.
the two of them. Right? Defenders can predict Robbo where he needs the ball to get the ball whipped into the box on his left foot. With Costas, he could put it on the left, he could put it on the right and whip in the ball. At least you got that dynamic. So you're not that predictable of a player. But you're right. Klopp does need to have some rotation going on in the club.
He
Because if
does.
he has done that over the past series of years, we would not be having, you could say, the injury problems that we have today.
But you also look at it on this other side, Lee. You can look at it as in if it ain't broken, why are you gonna change it? If we're winning with this team week in and week out, why am I gonna disrupt that cohesion and bring in somebody else? If these men telling me they're good in training and the physio telling me these men good, they're good to go, why you gonna change it, right? But you
Yeah.
gotta look at it this way. As a player coming into Liverpool, right? With the team that we have, you gotta be telling yourself, You know what I mean? Do I have a chance to get in this squad? And these men gonna be doing things in training. And imagine the frustration of you going in training and you training hard and you still ain't getting picked. You understand? That must be frustrating. That's a downer. Look at Carvalho here. The man down because the man don't get no play. Man's probably trained good, probably doing everything club ass, and still won't get picked, right? And
Yeah,
that's mess with mental state, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, it's a good point, and I got to come back and touch on Carvalho. So for me, for my starting 11, I going with Ali, I going with Trent, I going with Mate, I going with Verge, I going with Robbo. I going with Basetic in the six. I have Hendo in front of him in the eight, and Nabi in the other eight. And then the front three stays the same with Moore, Nunez, Gakpo. That's my starting 11. Obviously, we know Klopp don't change formation. It's 4-3-3. It's the formation he playing in this game. There's nothing don't change.
the
So,
Achilles heel of Liverpool, brother.
well, there you
Jesus,
go.
Jesus,
So,
man.
in going to your comment there with Carvalho, because that's your roll right into that. Carvalho is a 10. He's been playing left wing, which has not been his position, and he's been poor. How do you play him in that position? Harvey is a 10, a natural 10. He's been playing on the right sided of an 8. I mean, he's had some decent games. But we've also seen Harvey run around the pitch like a chicken with his head cut off as well. And causing open spaces in the midfield, and then we get opened up like a can of sardines. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? These men, I don't understand. And I pose this question many times, and Pops have heard me saying in Coffish, you know, is Klopp a one trick pony? Why aren't you playing a 4-2-3-1? Why aren't you playing a 4-2-4? Why aren't you playing a 4-4-2? Why haven't you changed your formation? Why haven't you utilized some players that you have that are actual quality? We've seen Carvalho play for Fulham in the championship. The boy is a quality 10. Why don't you play him there? Why don't you put the formation and have him there as a 10 and see what can happen? But Klopp just sticks to the same formation every single game. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
You go, pops. You go. I know you want to say.
Nah, I mean, probably with being a 10 at Fulham and being a 10 at Liverpool is two different things, to be fair.
True.
I've seen the team play in different formations. Unfortunately for Carvalho, the game I can remember, it was we had him and Harvey playing as two eights in the derby, and I said, all right, that was never right for me. But I mean, I obviously ain't Klopp, but that for me wasn't the game to play them as two eights.
Yeah,
And it did nothing for either of their confidence because everything was just coming to kick. That's all. All physical for them, and it's these two little boys in here. Let's have a go. And it was a little bit too much for me for them to be playing together in the derby.
yeah,
And when we've played 4-2-3-1 or switch system in games, ironically, Carvalho to me, I don't think if I can remember correctly, has ever been on the pitch to benefit from
No.
playing in that
No.
agreed.
sort of spot where he could be detained. And
Yeah,
in preseason, at one point, he even slipped in as sort of like the Bobby role in the number 9, where at least he was more central, wasn't expected to do as much of the work backwards, which I don't think is his strong suit, and probably felt a little bit more comfortable. Obviously, we don't see training, so we can't say what he is or isn't doing in training, but you buy a 10 to make him a left-sided forward. Yeah, you had Genie. The problem is Genie Wijnaldum seems to be sorry. We can do this. We can take this player that can do this and make him multifunctional, where he can do this, this, and this, and that doesn't happen often. You don't find a player that is top quality that can play as a centre back, as a defensive midfielder, as a eight, and then still as a straight as an attacking option. And Genie was able to do all four of them things for us.
That's right.
And
yeah,
you can't just pick a man and say, well, I'm gonna make you Genie Wijnaldum, because that's just unfair, to be honest, especially a young kid. So
Agree.
maybe he's just one that's taking longer to get into the team than others. So if you look back at it, Robbo would have taken a while before he got into the and took over from Moreno. Fabinho took a while before he got into the team. obviously because of the situation we in a desperate spot. Now everybody got hit the ground running. So Nunes getting stick because he ain't scored 20 goals yet and ain't matching Haaland because he cost whatever number of millions and blah blah blah. Gakpo was literally just through the door. All of a sudden it was 007 coming and all the especially the opposition fans on the man. And I said, well,
United fans,
this
man.
is just
United fans.
six games. Literally
United
6
fans,
games
you
that
know
you
why?
can't play.
Because they wanted him and they didn't get him. That's exactly why. Salty.
Listen, we're
They were
not
the
even
spurned. They were the spurned
we're not
ones.
even gonna get to them United fans because them
Yeah,
got
let
Anthony
me not even bother.
Kenny
Let me not
side
bother.
and then got Sancho up on the left
We ain't
side
want to talk about them,
costing
Lee. We ain't want to talk about
two
them.
hundred
Yeah,
million
let me not
dollars
bother.
that doing nothing. Look, left them alone.
We ain't want to hear about them,
Left them
them,
alone.
them manure people, bro.
But
Trust me.
I
Okay, here we
think
come to the
that
important
was
part. Score
mm,
predictions. Crowd, what you got to say? What you saying?
I say the way we play now, the set pieces, they can probably get a few set pieces. And that's always a problem. That's get me. I sweat when I see set pieces.
You be stressed.
Cause the way we defending set pieces lately, boy, is like schoolboy tactics, man. So I would say a sneaky 3-1 to Liverpool. With my man Nunes getting a brace.
I actually
D9.
shocked you got that score line. You got me blown with that one. But
Listen,
I'll
man,
take it.
like I said, we always beat Crystal Palace up all the time. In the last 4 seasons, we'd have smacking them wrong, man. That man make Minimino look like Ronaldinho, bro. Man, I was smacking. Trust me, bro. So listen, there's a different team. I get it. You know what I mean? We gotta keep our eye on Zaha and we gotta improve in the set pieces department. But I feel we could put these to bed 3-1. I honestly feel so, but I'm nervous as hell still, bro.
You
Nervous.
always nervous.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
I would love a clean sheet. I would love a clean
I would
sheet.
love $1 million too, but I ain't gonna happen.
I would love a clean sheet, but I fear that it's gonna be a nervy 1-2. So
Mm.
you
You got
know,
Liverpool winning 2-1.
All right. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a typical prediction, man. You gotta do
But
something out the
yeah,
box, man.
that's what I mean. Like I said, the clean sheet would have been out the box, eh? I would have loved a clean sheet, but just
But then
if
you
I
should
look
put
at
it down as a clean sheet.
yeah, but I
Well,
ain't
for me,
confident, especially after midweek performance. I ain't confident.
well,
Monsters, man. Mentality monsters.
let me call a spade a spade. Crystal Palace and Real Madrid, first off.
True.
And I going with the same score line. I call predictions for the last two games. I went 0-2. Liverpool win. Clean sheet.
Woo-hoo.
Back on the front foot. And we continue on in the Wolves the next game.
We move.
I have a feeling Zaha will not play this game because he's nursing a bit of an injury. He's a game time decision.
Okay,
But I
okay.
have a
You know what the
feeling that
injury is?
Zaha, seems to be some sort of hamstring that he had.
Mm.
Mm.
So there is a possibility that Zaha don't play this game, but he could play this game. But if he plays this game, there is a real good possibility that he is not 100% either to be at his full destructive self as we know Zaha could be running down that wing. So I call it 2-0, and I say so just because I get back to it. The agenda on Joy G and gonna be on the pitch. So I
Listen,
I
man.
get
Listen.
stopped.
Honestly, I want D9 to score because he gets sent off in the game against Crystal Palace,
Agreed.
first picture. You understand? He
Correct.
need to. I hope that defender playing too. All I need him to get in there. You understand? I need to get in
Yes.
there. You understand? So
I could see a brace for him too.
yeah,
Agreed.
I got my man D9, bro. Like I said, you can't teach pace. That man got lots of it. You understand?
It's true.
So you know
It's
what I
We gotta
true.
mean?
utilize it properly, though. We gotta utilize it
That's
properly.
it.
Yeah.
That's the
So
thing. That's the thing. And
yeah.
he gotta be more confident too. I feel D9. He's always be looking to pass sometimes, man. You gotta look to hit that ball, man. You know what I
He's
mean?
an instinct. To me, he's an instinctive finisher. So when he's not thinking about it,
Mm.
he got one. So you saw the obviously the chance that Trent right inside, over the top against Newcastle, step
Yep.
bang. To me, that's what he needs.
Yep.
When he got it and running and looking around and seeing more and Gakpo next to him, and he got too much to think about. He's too many decisions.
Yeah,
Just
agree.
smack it. Just smack it.
I agree. Just put your ball, the laces through the
Put
ball,
the
and do what
laces
you
through
need to
it.
do about
Correct.
it. Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
The good thing that going for us is that our front three has been scoring the last few games. Like one of them at least has been on the score sheet in the last 3 games, something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The 2-0 against Everton. Who scored that one? I think it was
It
Nunes and
was
somebody else.
Gakpo and Nunes.
Yeah, and then
Gakpo Nunes.
Newcastle was Nunes again, right?
And Mo was
And Gakpo.
assist. Mo was assist. Yeah.
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 And
And
Gakpo
Gakpo as
scored
well.
against Newcastle too.
And Champions
Yeah.
League, we know Nunes score and Salah score, so the front three clicking, the front three scoring. That's the problem. We had a lot of chances. Honestly, we had a lot of chances. I don't want to talk about the Madrid game, but we had so many chances. Madrid was day ripe. They was saying, "Come get me, man." Them was ready to get bust up, and we dropped the ball hard.
We made
That
a lot
third
of
goal
mental
that
errors.
Mo should have scored, that would have killed them off. I think. I don't understand how Mo scored that goal.
I don't think it would have killed him, but I think it would have. The pendulum would have swung in our favor. It wouldn't have killed him, but we would have been in a better
3-0
position.
up within 25 minutes. That
It
would
would
have
have
hurt
changed
them,
the
man.
game for sure. It would have
I think
Understand?
it
definitely
would have been
changed
three
the
one.
game.
I think they would have scored. I think they would have scored the first one by then. I could be wrong, but I think Vinny had scored by the time he had that chance. I think it would have been 3-1.
But that was a
I
class
think
goal
so.
anyway, man. I can't disrespect that. That was a class goal by Vinny, that first one. And we
It was poor
all know,
defending too. It
and
was
we
poor
all know what
defending.
Ali do for that second one. So yeah,
We didn't even get into that.
PD padding on the grass,
We had
clock ball.
we had that
Jeez.
heated conversation in the chat. I didn't even get into that with you.
The point is, I hope that these men like Klopp like really taught these men and thing and like get their head right. Because I mean, getting beat 5-2 at home. I don't think when's the last time we lose 5 goals at home? It's been a while, boy. It's been a
It's been a
long time.
it's been a minute since that 5 goals in Anfield.
The thing is, the fans stay and they clap and thing, and I respect that. And yeah, we gotta bring these men up again and say, listen, man, it's a new day, new game, new team. And like Lee said, in a Madrid, this is Crystal Palace, man. Like my man ex would say, Crystal Met FC. You know what I'm saying? So we should tire these in, man.
Crystal Meth FC, they're gonna
Yeah,
smoke
man.
them.
Yeah, we should tire these in. We should tire these here, man. So yeah, I hoping for a 1-3, yeah, to Liverpool. So we can see, man. We can see.
We can see what happens.
Well, and if we ain't do that, y'all don't come me to come on this goal and stream. I ain't coming.
So you telling me you're doing a match reaction then?
I can do a match, right, but I can be vexed. Just want to know I can be vexed.
Then it can be beer fun so
Understand?
we can
So
ask because we can go get out somehow. We can probably drink a few drinks,
boy,
few
you gotta
rounds,
drink enough drinks, man.
because we are Bajans, so what Bajans like to do is to drink rum. So
Drink rum, right? I don't really drink rum. I drink Baileys because I old. I can't. I can't handle rum. I don't want to pass up on your stream. So
okay,
yeah.
you be like Chris Angel and sleep on your couch.
Yeah. I got drink saying I know it could suit me that I could control it. You understand? Anytime the rum started come, we got problems. You understand? Oh wait, they got an early game tomorrow, right? No early game tomorrow.
No, game start at 10 o'clock
Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
And we late actually. Our game is the late game.
2:45. So 3:45 U time, pops.
3:45 your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
won't be watching the game. I got a work thing I have to do, so
oh. But you'll be
otherwise,
hearing me cussing in the chat though if we talking. So don't
yeah,
worry about
you gonna got my phone blowing up. I don't know that
it.
already.
You know that. You know that.
We'll keep the-
That's not cause these men, man, get me so vexed sometimes. You should hear me when I home, man. You know, my
I
wife
can
and kids
only
think I'm
imagine.
crazy.
I
Crazy.
can only imagine. But yeah, that's it for the Crystal Palace Liverpool
Mash up.
match preview. Let me see what happens tomorrow. We all got our scores in. Big up the Reds. For who's watching the stream, like, comment, subscribe. Much appreciated. Big up the Rasta Crab, Bajan Pops. I'm Bajan Bards. Peace out.
Respect, man. Respect. All right,
Yes.
brother. Yeah.